to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. I'm joined once again by my basketball buddies, my late night basketball buddies, CashinDFS. You can find them on Twitter at CashinDFS with no G. Cash had a little mini sweat going. It wasn't his main lineup, unfortunately, but it was quite impressive. But I got a feeling that Cash is still not happy because he's Mr. First or Last. Am I right, Cash?
No, I'm not happy at all. I'm the complete opposite, polar opposite of happy.
Yes. What'd you get? What'd you end up finishing? 9th out of 4,000, 5,000 people?
What did I? Let me see. I think it fell down to 11th.
11th. Top 20 finish out of about 5,000 people. And it's not first, so he's not happy.
It's not even about that. Just about my locks today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a rough day for me, too, for sure. I definitely didn't. I did not do well today at all. I got let down by a lot of spots. So I'm looking for a bounce back. TC, you're also joining us tonight, as usual. That's how it's been. It's been the basketball crew. Me and Paulie kind of switching out the host seat. You can find TC on Twitter at Terry_Collins12. I know TC is also on Major Tilt. He had a little incident with Tyler Johnson. TC, I'll let you go ahead and vent a little bit here. How you doing?
I'm doing better than I was at lock. It took me till about 8 o'clock Central Time to cool down a little bit. But yeah, you could say it was a small incident. I had Tyler Johnson. He was like my play of the day. Had him in like 90% of my GPP lineups. And about 20 minutes before lock, he didn't go around shoot around, but he stated that he was still going to play. It was tweeted out by a reputable source, so I had no issues with playing him, kept him in all my lineups. And then within 5 minutes after lock, he's announced out. So literally within 5 minutes of lock, I knew my day was done. You're not going to win any money in NBA with a 0 spot in your lineup. It's not going to happen. So, I went on Major Tilt, thought about breaking a lot of stuff. But I guess all I can do now is hope to make it up tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough.
What was the rhyme of the day?
If you want to win,
play Kyle O'Quinn.
No, that was the rhyme of the day yesterday, and it came through.
Yes.
The rhyme of the day today came through as well. Do y'all know what that was?
What was the rhyme of the day? Tell us.
Hey, I got it. If you want some hoes, play Winslow.
No.
Oh, damn. Or darn.
Was that a guess, or did you really think that's what he said?
No, that was just a guess. That was just a guess.
Okay, that was a good guess. I was calm. I was like, really? What was it, Cash?
The rhyme of the day was my lineups are free of shitbag Kyrie. And if you did that, you'd have been all right. Kyrie was super chalk, and he was #1 fade. Don't play him. Yeah. The offense is just not meant for a guy to go off. No matter the matchup, no matter nothing. If you play Kyrie every day, believe me, you will be upset at the end of the year. Yeah. The total opposite of the Astros. If you stack the Astros every single day in the baseball season, I promise you, you're up money at the end of the year. You play Kyrie every single day of the basketball season, I promise you, you will be down money at the end of the year. This guy is nowhere near worth $9,000. You got to be kidding me. Anybody that played him is a donkey in my eyes. When the guy's going to be 60% owned and he's way overpriced, it's just terrible. Don't play that. You're not playing to win. Put Herm in your freaking head. Play to win the game. You're not playing to win the game when you're playing Kyrie.
Preach, bro. I mean,
that's kind of debatable, but I agree for the most part.
No, damn that. Do not play Kyrie at $9,000 ever. Gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Hey, this was a spot that was like on a 5-game slate. Like you knew, like one thing we knew is that he was going to be chalk. Like I was saying on the Y stream, I was talking about Dragic. I was saying like last night, I think Dragic normally on a typical situation, like as of last night, would have been popular. People would have said, "Oh, Dragic against Phoenix, he crushes Phoenix." But because there was so much news with Kevin Durant being out and Horford being out, it became like, okay, even if you weren't going to play Curry, you were probably going to play Irving. So it was like it just, it was just a perfect situation. Like your Dragic was on a 5-game slate in this matchup on DraftKings. Dragic was only like 20%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what that means? It is the perfect situation. The perfect situation for me, because I'm gonna play Dragic every single time in that scenario. Yeah. I am not gonna play Kyrie Irving at $9,000 in this offense. Never. It's not happening ever. I don't care what the matchup is. It doesn't get
for
me
our
better than
listeners.
Lakers. That's one of the best. What to our listeners?
In cash lineups, Kyrie is viable in certain situations.
Damn, Kyrie! Don't ever play Kyrie at $9,000.
In cash lineups, in cash lineups, it is completely viable.
Yeah, I don't play cash. Damn cash.
See, yeah.
I'm playing for bread here.
Yeah,
cash ain't getting me nothing.
And in cash games, if he's going, the only situation where I think he's viable is if like tonight, where he's going to be popular. Just in case he goes off, but in GPPs, it made a lot of sense to get off, just from an ownership standpoint. It made a lot of sense to get off of Kyrie. Like it was saying, like you had to pick one guy to get off of, and based off like what Cash said, the system that we've seen from them, Kyrie's not getting the peripherals. He's not getting a ton of assists or rebounds. If the only way Kyrie's going to go off is if he happens to be hitting his shot, and that I mean. Think of, at one point he was like 5 for 18, I think, at one point, or 5 for 13 or something like that. So it's like he's taking the shots, but that's the only way. And he's a scoring dependent guy. Do you want to pay $9K or so for a scoring dependent player? It's tough, like it is. Like he makes a case, But in cash games, like TC, I would agree. In cash games, if he's going to be super popular because he's so cheap and Horford's out or something, then yeah, it's viable to play him. Just because if he happens to go off, you don't want to be fall behind.
But he's not so cheap though. He's $9,000.
No.
But in a slate like tonight, like you weren't worried about salary because so many guys were injured that you weren't worried about your salary and cash lineup. So you wanted to be able to hang with the field.
Yeah, there was just too much value.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was just too much value.
That's just
Cash doesn't understand the cash.
That is the absolute worst opinion I've ever heard in my life.
Not even close.
You don't even understand how to win. You're not gonna win with Kyrie. Like you're not gonna win a tournament. Like
we're talking about cash games, Cash. We're talking about cash games.
I'm not talking about cash.
I guarantee.
Wait, you're gonna say that the take is the worst take you heard? We're talking about cash games.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about tournaments.
I agree with you though. In tournaments, I agree with you though. Like in tournaments, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to pay him at that price. I 100% agree. When he's going to be 60 to 70, like whatever he was, like yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like like why? On a 5-game slate, it's like it was just like it was. But you're right. It's his system. It's like the offensive system he has. Like it's just not designed for like for someone like him to just dominate. It's just not the case.
Yeah, and if I need to calm down because I'm very highly upset because lock button of the night. I love this slate. Like I went deep. I went heavier than I have this whole year because I just loved the slate because I loved Avery Bradley and I knew nobody was going to play him. And I loved Taj Gibson. I knew nobody was going to play him. And I loved Tobias Harris. I just loved a lot of guys that I knew nobody was going to play. And Avery Bradley let me down. Like I got a whole bunch of good lineups, but none of them was my main three. The lineups I made that are very good don't have Avery Bradley. Oh, a couple of them do, but like I made donkeys at the end. But I lock button Avery Bradley in every main lineup. I have Taj Gibson 100% of every lineup and Fournier 100% of every lineup. Curry 100% every lineup.
What did Bradley end up putting up tonight?
19.
Oh shit.
Like I was just expecting with Johnson out, Lure out, I was expecting more minutes. I was expecting him to do work against Oladipo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't work for me, but I mean, I still made money today, but I'm still pissed. Like,
no, yeah, man. I get it, man. I definitely get it. Especially
when I fade a 60% on Kyrie because I know he's gonna bust. There's no way he's gonna pay off that price. It's just it makes me highly upset. I mean, I made money. I had a couple fantastic teams, but that doesn't make me happy. I'm not.
No, I get it, bro. And now seems like a perfect time to say something uplifting. So I'm gonna say,
hold on, I got one more thing to say. If this isn't proof to you that Kyrie is not playable at this price, then I don't know what is, because this is the perfect scenario for him to just run ISO all game on Lonzo Ball, because there's no way Lonzo Ball can stop him ever. Kyrie Irving is one of the best ISO players in this game. With Horford out, he still didn't get there. So if this doesn't show you not to play Kyrie at that crazy ass price, I don't know what will.
One thing though, if any player, even Kyrie, is going to be 65 to 70% owned in cash, you play them. Like, even if the odds of them like getting 7x are very low, or even 6x are very low, you still play them, because if
why is
10%,
why
because
is that?
you want to be with the field.
Hold on. Be with the field, nothing. If you don't play him and you play Dragic, no, listen to me. If you don't play him at 60%, what was he in cash? I don't play cash. Was he 70%?
Yeah, he was like 75%. A lot of my cash lineups, he was 80%.
Okay. So do you want to know exactly how you win in cash? You fade.
Yeah, I know how you win in cash.
Listen to me, God. Listen to me. You fade the 75% on guy that's gonna fail. He's gonna fail, and you play Dragic. You play Dragic that's not gonna fail, and that's how you get ahead. Like that's you're guaranteed to cash. If you fade Kyrie and you play Dragic and Dragic outscores him by 10, you're guaranteed to cash. You're not guaranteed to cash for the 80% on guy. Come on, man.
No, listen, for like cash, the way that you play cash games is you want to stay with the field. Like, you want to play the field here. Yes, it is.
I want to beat the field.
But you're in cash, so you get paid the same if you hit if you're at the bare min money line or the most. So you want to stay with the field.
What are my chances to be in the top 50% fading Kyrie when he busts than playing him when he busts? I have less chance if I play him.
No, you don't, because you're going to be hanging with the field. So, because you want to play the field. Like, you want to have as many guys close to the other guys and then have one or two guys differentiating, like to boost you above. Like, you want to stay with the field ownership-wise on all the high ownership people.
Why can you not differentiate from the guy that's 80% on that's going to bust?
Because what if he doesn't? You don't know, but you don't know.
What if he doesn't?
But you don't know if he's going to bust.
How much money do you save on Dragic that is going to... I could have put
didn't need
any
to save
amount
money
of money
tonight.
I could have put any amount of money that Dragic would be even with Kyrie tonight.
Why didn't you win every cash game tonight is my point.
I don't play cash. And if I did, I would have won every cash game, because I would have played Kyrie. And I would have played Dragic over him. I would have won every cash game. I would have been in the top 10% of every cash game if I played cash.
Way. No.
Oh, come on. How do you figure?
Dude, we can look back at performances after the night and like say like, man, we should have played them. But if you have a 70% guy like Kyrie that's going to be 70 to 80% owned, and you have the chance of Kyrie going and getting you 7x, then you want that, because even if Dragic goes out and gets you 6x, like, that's not the case. Like, you have to play the odds, and the odds are you want to stick with the field. Like, you want the best odds to be with the top 50% of the entries. So doing that, you don't want like a GPP lineup. Like, I agree with you. You're thinking GPP wise, and you're completely right for tournaments.
I'm thinking cash.
No, but that's not how you win cash. That's not.
There's no way that Kyrie was going to get 7x on that price.
Yeah, but in cash games, a lot of people are looking for 5x.
Yes, exactly.
That's fine.
But you're saying he busts, but you're saying he busts as in like a 7x he busts or 8x he busts. Yes, Dragic has a better chance to get 7 or 8x. But if you're looking for 5x and you want to stay with the field, you go Kyrie. That's what you do in a slate like last night or tonight. That's what you do. Like, you go ownership for a floor.
My opinion, Dragic had a way better chance of getting 5x than Kyrie.
Oh no.
Yes, that's my opinion. Why do you think I faded Kyrie 100%? Because I didn't think he was going to get the 5x.
No, I do think there's a case for Dragic.
I don't care if he was 70% on, and I thought he was going to go for 5x or 7x. I would have played him. I didn't think he was going to get there, so I faded him 100%.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense for a tournament
did the same in
mentality.
cash.
Yeah, but that's fine. But cash in the long run though. See, not everybody might have the ability to recognize a Kyrie bust spot like you. You know what I'm saying? So for the majority of players who are playing cash, there are certain rules that make it a little easier for them to get used to things. If you're skilled enough to find that bust spot and you can avoid Kyrie, sure. If you knew, but you have to be willing to bet on that every night. And so you'd have to be able to say 9 times out of 10 in the long run, Kyrie is going to bust. And if you can't say 9 times out of 10 he's going to bust, you have to go with the field. Because first place doesn't get you anywhere in cash games. You get the same prize if you got 50th and a 50-50, right? It doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah. So it's like you're taking a necessary risk. Because if Kyrie goes off, if he does, and like you just said it, this was the spot. If he was going to go off, this was the spot, right? So you take that chance and he happens to go off and 80% of the field have him and you don't. You're done.
I wouldn't be done because
based off the results tonight, correct. Based off the results tonight, correct.
Yes.
But in the long run, I'm saying if it didn't go this way, say that Kyrie did go off, Dragic did what he did, but say Kyrie did his thing too, you probably would have been okay because Dragic did well. But if Dragic didn't, you would have been stuck. You know what I'm saying? If Kyrie put up 50 tonight and you didn't have him, he was 80% on in the cash game, let's say. You know what I'm saying?
How old was Curry? How old was Curry in cash?
The lineups I was in, he was like 75. He was right at the same as Kyrie.
Okay, how about Fournier?
He was up there. He was popular in GPP, so he should have been up there. We're not popular. On a 5-game slate, he wasn't popular, but people knew to play him though.
I'm sure he was like 60%. My lock in cash would have been Fournier because I didn't think there was any way in hell he would have not got 5x on his price.
Yeah,
his
definitely
price was
agreed.
1,000 too cheap, at least 1,000.
I definitely agreed with that. I liked Fournier a lot today. Hardaway was another cash game play who ended up doing well as GPP play too. The usage was obvious. You know, he was the scenario that he's a perfect scenario. Cash like the way people could make a case, like obviously this was a spot where like him busting was like he was going to play so many minutes because they don't have anybody else. Like once Irving's out of there, they don't have anybody else that they'll leave on the court to run the offense. And Kyrie was running the point for a lot. I mean, I'm sorry, not Kyrie. Hardaway was running the offense for a lot of the game. You know what I mean? And so like that was a situation where if I keep saying Kyrie, if Tim Hardaway was popular, I would assume he was popular in cash games, right? Like I would assume that a lot of people immediately went to him.
Sure.
But TC thinks I'm some kind of idiot. Like I know listen, I know to play the guys that are high owned, but I know that I'm gonna fade the guy that's high owned that I think is gonna bust.
Yeah,
period. I don't care if it's cash or whatever it is.
Yeah, no.
Cash. I'm gonna fade that.
I think but that's a specific skill that I think you have though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but to these viewers, like if we get 1,500 views, there's a good chance that if half of them play cash, that probably at least 60% of those people don't have that skill as you. They can't look at a Kyrie spot and say this is a 3x night for Kyrie. They can't do that. They don't have like the insight, like the mind that you do for NBA. So the way that you have to go about it for guys like that and not like you have to play the field. You have to play the odds. Like for those guys, they can't look at like at the beginning of the day, they wouldn't be able to look at Kyrie and Dragic and say, well, even though Kyrie has a great matchup, even though Kyrie, there's no Horford there, so he should kill this spot. They can't look and see that, oh, but I bet he busts here, so I'm going to go down to Dragic. No, they don't have that ability like you do. So they have to play the field. They have to go with the 70%, and they have to have him because in their minds, they don't know that this is the bust spot. So, you know, you have to go with, it's almost like a hedge because if he does bad, great. Everyone does bad with him. But if he does great, you're still with the field.
No. I didn't know for a fact that Kyrie was going to bust, but I just knew that he wasn't going to get more than 50. Like that was a fact for me. And I knew that Dragic had the same upside at 50 for $2,000 less dollars. Yeah. I mean, I thought Kyrie was going to bust, but I can't sit here and say I'm a future teller. I knew for a fact.
Well, that was a great spot. I'm going to tell you the only reason why I think it made sense to play them both in cash today. The only reason, in my opinion, that you can make a case for both, because normally I would have said pick one and then pay down at the other. I don't usually like to waste my money both in a cash game, and I'm not a big cash player either. But like I do know the structure of what they, the people who don't play much. If you're learning it, there's a certain system that helps you in the beginning. If you don't have the skill, like Cash, like the NBA is life. You say that all the time. You watch the games, you have a feel for the games, you've seen the systems. But a lot of our listeners or people new to the game, they don't have that skill just yet. So in that case, the reason it made sense was because there was too much value. There was just value everywhere. So it was like you had you're gonna have extra salary. It's like you were gonna have the salary. So like. If you play a cash game and you knowingly left like $2-3 on the table or $1,500 on the table because you didn't pay up for two popular guys and they happen to go off that night, you're just gonna feel like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Even if Drodric did well, he would have still felt like, oh shit. So I think tonight, I do agree with you that the price is very important. Like seeing both of those guys, paying up for both of them on a slate where there really wasn't value, doesn't make sense even in a cash game but you know what? They wouldn't have been so popular. Only one of them. Like, people would have picked 1 and 1. One of them, they would have both been about probably around 50 because people would have picked one or the other. They wouldn't have played both. But the reason everybody played both was because there was so much value. So I like that. That's the only point I'm making is that I truly believe that and like that's the reason you're so good at GPPs. It's because like basketball, like you'll be the first one to say, Cash, like you have to play the chalk sometimes. But like that's the skill that you possess that people struggle with, knowing what's good chalk and bad chalk. You know what I'm saying? That's the skill that I think newer players lack. They can't recognize it because the stats will all point you to the same direction, right? Like all the usage stats said to play Kyrie, all the usage stats said to play Curry. But like if you're blindly following that, that you're missing the skill. Like for someone like you to say, no, I know, I'm pretty sure. I'm willing to bet the money that I'm risking tonight that Kyrie is going to bust, and that's what you did, and it paid off. But like not everybody has the skill to recognize that, and until they do, you are better off aiming in cash games to keep it the field. Because if you're wrong, if you're like Cash, like you're somebody, if you tell me someone's gonna bust, I take it serious. Like if Cash says this guy's gonna bust, don't play him, I take it very, very serious. Because you have an eye. You know what I'm saying? But like for the new listener who maybe doesn't have access to that mindset, it's like they're taking a huge risk by fading a guy that's got usage stats out the, you know what, in a 5-game slate where he's going to be like 80% on. You know what I mean? It takes, and like if you're not willing to put your money behind that, it makes sense. But if you don't have to take that risk, then why take that risk? You know what I'm saying? Because even if you end up getting first place, it looks nice, but it didn't get you anything in a cash game. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only argument that I'll make in between. Like I think it's somewhere in the middle. I understand what TC's saying, but I don't think. But he mentioned it earlier on, but he didn't mention again that it was mainly because there was just so much value. You were going to end up with so much leftover salary. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I mean, I didn't leave much salary, and I faded them. But if the thinking is I'm going to play bad plays because they're chalk, I think I should start playing cash because.
Wait, but that's a bad play to you, though, because you yourself can project like a point that you think a player is going to get. A guy who just started playing NBA DFS 3 weeks ago isn't going to be able to look. Like, he's going to look on TV. The normal DFS player is going to say, man, I've seen Kyrie on SportsCenter's top 10 all the time. I haven't seen Dragic there for a year and a half. And that's what they're going to do. And they're going to think, man, Kyrie's a stud. Their center's out. He's going to get insane usage. If they're even advanced enough to look at lines, they're going to see that the line moved to a faster paced game. Kyrie has the ball a lot. So they're going to think this is a Kyrie spot. And they're going to hear people talking about Kyrie because like the spot was right for him. I'm not saying that it was an explosion game for him, but a lot of people, the spot was right. High usage, centers out, game was going to be sped up a little bit.
It's against a rookie. It's against the Lakers.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, everything was perfect. But
yeah, so in cash games,
I understand, but
yeah. Well, the other thing too, like look at Kyrie's shot attempts. He had the potential to do well. Yeah. He just didn't hit his shot, but he had the potential. It was there. He just couldn't make a damn shot. So like it was possible. Like if he shot well tonight, he would have crushed because he took a
shots
ton.
Did he take?
TC, do you have it in front of you? I thought
I haven't watched the game yet. So
well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'll tell you, he shot poorly. He shot very poorly.
How many? You don't know how many shots he took?
I'm looking it up right now. Give me a sec here. I'm trying to find it. I think I went back too far in my thing here. Yep, here we go. So, Mr. Kyrie Irving, he shot 21 shots.
21. That's good. Anything over 20 is.
He was 0 for 7 from 3. 0 for 7. He took 7 3-pointers. So it's like the volume was there. It made sense. It was a volume play for the people that like Kyrie. And the value allowed you to afford him. But at the same time, if you're a GPP mentality, then yeah, why would this guy's going to be scoring dependent? We know that, right? Like we knew he was going to be scoring dependent. So like you take the chance at that salary that he's not going to shoot. Well, you take that chance every time in a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
absolutely.
weird. It's weird to me that he's not getting a lot of assists in this system.
He's just
that
not.
is weird.
He's just.
I know. It's weird.
Did 5 today.
So it didn't help that Tatum was out and Horford was out.
Tatum was. Oh, he got hurt, didn't he? He got hurt.
He got hurt early.
Was it serious?
He was out the rest of the game.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Today.
I think it was just like a sprained ankle or something, if I remember.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah,
listen. That was. I listen, man. I think that's great insight. That's just it's different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? It's different perspectives, and so I think that was I think that was pretty cool. But we do got to talk about this slate. So before we do that, I am going to give a quick shout out to last night's contest winner. I'm going to pull up. It's actually one of our guys, one of the already existing, a Wise Take member for a little while already. Our boy Rod. I think it was Rod Pope. I know I've seen his name around. Shout out to you, brother. He won with Jordan Clarkson. He going for 7x. We had, what was it? The highest point per dollar play. It ended up being Jordan Clarkson. So he was right. And he wins a free coaching session with Paulie. Do me a favor, Rod, and just send us an email to contact@wisetake.com, and just so that we have your email on file, and then we can go ahead and have Paulie D email you and set that up for you. Congrats, man. Great call. I'll give a shout out to Daily Fantasy Fanatic because he won the contest the night before, and he came in second place. It's just a shout out this time, but Terry Rozier, Paulie D was also very high on Terry Rozier today, 7.2x, so he just fell short. Great call, but it looks like Clarkson is the winner. With that said,
how many FanDuel points did Clarkson have?
32, something like that. 31, 32.
Sure wish I would have played Clarkson over Bradley.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, I wish I played him over a lot of people I played today, man.
Oh, but Draymond Green. Don't use Draymond Green when KD is out.
Yeah, no, I would back that up, definitely.
I mean, last year it was the same thing. Like last year, you really should have, like, I played him a little bit, but with KD out, it is not good for Draymond. I don't know why, but it is. I looked into it, and yeah, it's not good for Draymond.
No, it's true. It's true. I would definitely back that. We got another 5-game slate, which is, back-to-back 5-game slates, but it should be pretty good. We got some top stars, a couple headline games on TNT, et cetera, et cetera. TC, start us off. We're just going to do point guards, and then we'll talk about value separately. So just do me a favor and stop right around the 6K mark. Any of these guys stand out to you?
Yeah, I love John Wall tomorrow. Going back up against Lakers, he was so hyped up against Lakers' first game. I think coming off of that, it was a pretty disappointing outing. Playing at home, Lakers coming off of a game tonight, flying to Washington. I really think that this is it. I don't like that it's 10,000 for him, but I think up at this high tier, he is definitely my favorite. I could easily see him just trying to make a point after the disappointing outing last time against Lonzo, and they're at home this time. Below that, Kyle Lowry. I'm interested against New Orleans. He's 7,500, so it's a big discount from Wall. I love that spot. And then Drew Holiday on the other side of that game, 6,500. I like Lowry more than him in that game for only 1,000 more, but I can get behind Holiday. He's been playing well, so I don't hate that either.
Okay. Cash, my man, what stands out to you on first look?
So you like John Wall way above Westbrook.
Wall's just my favorite play because I think he's going to come out with the chip on his shoulder, and I don't 10-5 for Russ. It's a good price for him. I don't hate the game, but I like Wall more for 500 cheaper.
How much more? A lot more? A little more?
Not a lot more, but up at the top more because I don't want to say Russell and Wall both are my top two guys because they're the top two price, but I do like Wall more than Russell a little bit.
Well, I'll say those two are my top two guys. I don't care they're high price because And it's great spots for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And John Wall's at home this time, so he can actually shoot a basketball at home.
No rim
Put
protection.
him on the road, he can't shoot a basketball. But damn, I love that Russ matchup. Murray and Moutier, I mean, there's just no way they can stay in front of him. They can stop him. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Man, look at these games. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Okay, that's it. I don't like none of the rest of them guys. Oh, no, Kyle Lowry against New Orleans. You can play anybody against New Orleans. New Orleans and Cleveland, they're like Brooklyn. Just play people against them because they'll go off.
I like the call there. I like the call. TC, are there any value guys that stand out to you first look?
McConnell a little bit, but not that high on him. I think if I'm going to go down low because I like some of the higher price guys, as I said, I still would be a little bit interested in playing Rose at 4,500. Not a whole lot of shares of him, but as we said before, I think it was in the show before last. He's been getting to the hole. He's been finishing his shots. He actually has been able to shoot decently well from mid-range this year. So I don't think it's an explosion spot, but for 4,500, needing 23 points for 5x, I think he's a guy that can get you 6x potentially in this game. And De'Aaron Fox, I guess, at 5,400. I like that spot. Just because of the price, he's a guy that's going to get his shots. He's a young guy. He's going to push it. He's athletic. He can hop on the boards for you. He can get some assists, and he likes to shoot the ball. So I don't mind De'Aaron Fox either. But Rose is my favorite cheap play, but I'll probably stay at like Holiday and above.
Okay, Cash, what about you as far as value under 6K?
Jameer Nelson been playing well. I don't like the bigger Lowry on him.
How
like
much is
Moody.
Lowry on FanDuel?
75.
He's 7K on DraftKings. Lowry against New Orleans.
I mean, he was in the sixes last week, right? Like 6'8" or somewhere around there.
Did he get that low? He might have.
I think so.
But I'm just talking considering the matchup, like because you mentioned Lowry, and like to New Orleans, man, defensively. Oh my God! Like it's been bad. Like you know what I mean?
Terrible.
It's been terrible. When you mentioned him, I just came across his name on DraftKings, and I was like, "Whoa, really?" Anyway, what other value guys? Yeah, Moody.
I like Moody.
Bounce back spot after he screwed us the other day.
Yeah, anytime I go 100% on the guy, and he has his worst game of the season, I want to go back to him, especially in this game. Like this is going to be an up-paced game, and yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna have a lot of him, but right now, looking at it first, I mean, he just comes up for me because he screwed me.
Yeah.
But didn't Felton play in Denver for a little bit?
Man, I feel like he's played everywhere, man.
That's what I was saying.
I think he played in Denver for a little minute, though.
He might have. He's played everywhere.
If they go small, but you can move Russ over and play Felton too. But it's it's really Moody. Like I would rather play Jameer over Derrick Rose because when it becomes like if it's a close game, like LeBron James is just gonna take over. So Derrick Rose is just gonna be standing there doing nothing.
He's been slashing a lot this year, but I do agree with the Murray.
When he comes in on the second unit, he's
how much is Rose on FanDuel?
4,500.
Yeah, he's the same on DraftKings. Okay.
And Jamal Murray is there too, but he's been bad.
Yeah, he's been real bad. He's been really bad.
Gotta show me something before I can go.
There's just no volume either. He's like got no confidence. He's not even trying to shoot. You know?
I mean, McConnell is probably a better play when Embiid plays, but he's kind of came back down to earth.
Yeah.
But he's still getting minutes though, so he's a guy that just does everything out there.
Right.
Like he rebounds, he assists, he steals, he scores. I mean, he's not gonna blow any of the categories out of the water, but he just does it all. So the fantasy points racks up quick.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's more of a cash play to me. Like I don't think he has major upside at that price.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's move it on over to shooting guard. TC, start us off. There's some high price guys here, so we'll stop at the 5K mark.
Okay. Up top, Bradley Beal at home. I like him at 8,100. Against the Lakers, should be a lot of possessions. But really, my favorite play up here is DeRozan, mainly for the reason, like you guys said, over at point guard. They're going against New Orleans. We should not be afraid at all to throw a shooting guard out against New Orleans. I forgot exactly where they ranked, but they were like in the 22nd ranked team against shooting guards or something along those lines. And for 7,900, I really like DeRozan's chances here at having a big game. And then all year, I've been playing him a little bit here and there, but I really like the spot for Gordon. I almost like that as a pivot off of Harden more than playing Harden. I think he's going to get a lot of the attention, and Eric Gordon's going to be able to sit out on the 3-point line. And if he shoots well at home, I think he could be in for a big day. Barton coming off of a good game today, still under 6K. I don't mind that play at all either, but it's going to be a lot of Beal, DeRozan, and Gordon for me.
I don't think
is he muted?
Oh, CK.
Yeah. What about you, Cash? Who are the guys? Yeah, I was muted. Who are the guys that stand out to you?
I don't know if I want to play Harden after that huge game, but it's Cleveland, so I'm damn sure gonna have Harden somewhere.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal is the easy fade for me. Like, the only position I don't want to play against the Lakers is shooting guard, because the only position they're good at defense at is shooting guard. And Bradley Beal is just, for him to pay off that price, he's going to have to score like over 30 points. Like, he's going to have to score over 30 points to pay off that price, because he's just not a guy that does much else besides score. So give me Wall way over Beal, because I'll take that Lonzo Ball defense with Wall at home being aggressive, then Beal going out and scoring 35 real life points. I don't like to play Beal against good defenders. Not at 8,000. Maybe if the price was down 1,000, but not that price. Good. DeRozan is another guy. Like, I'm not gonna be paying for DeRozan when I gotta pay up for Harden and LeBron and Westbrook. Oh yeah, I can't pay up there. I'll be going down. I'll be going down far at shooting guard. Believe that. I don't like none of these options up here except Harden.
Fair enough. I could appreciate that. I'm looking at it from the draft.
And Gordon too, though. Eric Gordon.
Yeah. I think
Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, and especially 3-point shooters against Cleveland. That's like they won't even defend out there. But from a DraftKings perspective, I do think DeMar DeRozan's interesting, especially if you were looking at a game stack of that New Orleans-Toronto game. I told you guys a little bit before that I kind of like that game. I'm not. It was too early for me to make a commitment to it, but the pricing is appealing. We know that.
What's his price there?
He's 7.2 over here, so there is a significant discount, but it would be only if you're taking a stand. I think you're only playing him really if you're taking a stand against the Cleveland-Houston game, which I think will be very popular. We could talk about that later. But on DraftKings at 7.2, I think you can make a case simply because they've been really bad against shooting guards, obviously. Wings in general, like 28th TC, that's what I have, DVP, 28th.
Okay.
And just DeRozan's shot volume. Like, the shot. It's basically like you're getting Kyrie today, except you're not paying 9K for him or 8.8 on DraftKings. You're paying 7.2. You know what I mean? So, like, if he does well, he has more potential to surpass his salary at this rate. You know what I'm saying? Because he's taking the same amount of shot attempts that Kyrie took today. He had 18 in his last game, which wasn't too great, but he did go 9 for 18 against Washington. The Wizards, he had 21 shot attempts. So, like, I mean, he shouldn't have a problem getting shots off against New Orleans. Like, he should get all the open shots he wants. So, the problem with DeRozan is, like, if you're gonna skip Harden to play him, you're sacrificing a lot of ceiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, DeRozan's best game, he gets you 50. Harden's best game, as you saw, he can get you 80, 90, whatever it is.
He can get you 100.
He can get you 100. That's true. That is 100% true. So that's the only guy I wanted to talk about, only on DraftKings. I agree on FanDuel. I wouldn't want to pay that price for him. TC, what about the value at shooting guard? As Paulie likes to call it, Value Town. Take us to Value Town.
All right. I'm interested in both Caldwell Pope and Clarkson here, but more Clarkson. His usage is a lot higher than Caldwell Pope's is. He's $300 cheaper than KCP, and in a fast-paced game, I think he could definitely get into the action on fast breaks and up-tempo play. Redick's here at 4,900. He should get the minutes, but I don't want to play Redick. I don't know. It'll probably, like I said, I'm going to stay between Beal down to Gordon. So it'll probably be Clarkson when I come down real low here.
Okay. Cash, you mentioned that you were going to try to go down, if anything. So any guys stand out to you first look? I know it's the first time you're looking at it.
Powell.
Oh, I like that call.
I'll take my, like, I was high. I got high on him late last game, and he took a big steamer on my face. It was 12. But yeah, I'll take the 4,000. I'll take the $4,000 savings and play him and just hope that he goes off for 30, because he can. He's done it. Dwayne Wade, like, if I'm gonna try to stack that game up, Dwayne Wade will be there. Etwan Moore, I don't like him much because DeRozan is much bigger than him. So, but I mean, with the Twin Towers, he's still gonna get open shots. Just gotta make them. But I don't like that much. I like JJ Redick for the minutes, not necessarily the price. Same as Caldwell Pope. I like the minutes. I like Caldwell Pope more than JJ because he does more. Like, he could go out and get 4 steals in this fast-paced game. He can get some steals from Beal. Other than that, I mean, it's just pure flyers, like a Kyle Korver if he gets hot. That's it. I don't see nothing else down here.
Like game
I'll try to live down here.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, one thing you could always do in tournaments, man, like if you don't like the upper echelon options, you just play a cheap guy that goes along in your game stack, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you try to. I mean, that's what I try to do. If I'm game stacking a game, I want to try to get cheap options in there too.
Right. Definitely.
Like I didn't do that. I didn't do that much when I stacked them the other day because I had Moutier and Saric for cheap. That Saric was the lock.
Yeah.
So I didn't take many cheap options except Dwayne Wade.
Right.
But yeah. But Shump, I mean, he played 19 minutes his first game back. I like Shump over JR just because he's a guy he'll do more. Yeah, like JR has been terrible. Like, ever since JR was a massive part of when they won the championship. He was great that year. And he was great in the playoffs. He was great in the finals. But ever since then, like last year, he was terrible. This year, he is terrible. You just can't play him. It doesn't matter if he plays 40 minutes. He'll go out there and get you 5 fantasy points in 40 minutes. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree with that. Let's move on.
He did have a good game though last time.
Yeah, no. He can if the shots are going to be there. He can. It's just he's not this year. It's like he's not likely. You know what I mean?
His three of his last 5, he's had good games, but I still don't. I gotta show it to me more. I don't trust him.
No. I'm with you. I'm completely with you. Let's move it on over to small forward. TC, who are the guys? Stop at about the 6. Stop at 5.5 around that range.
All right. I like LeBron in the spot, but paying almost $12,000 for him. And if you can't tell with kind of the other guys I've talked about, like I'm probably going for more of an even build here. I have no problem with playing him. It's LeBron, but still, like, even if you're just going off for all points, if you're in a tournament, he's going to be insanely high owned. I don't hate the spot because it's LeBron James. Every article I've ever written, he's been in there when he's on the slate. Don't dislike him, but I just don't see myself personally going there. Covington at 6,400. Until he inches up around like the 7K price, he's going to be at least an option for me. I don't think his ceiling's necessarily insanely high, but I think his floor is high enough that at 6,400, I'm fine with paying that price for him. Ingram at 6,200 for the Lakers, going up against Washington, going to be a fast-paced game. I like the shots that he's been getting, the way that when he has the ball, he's not afraid to just go Kobe Bryant on it and just hold it and take the shot that he wants. So I like that, and he has the potential to score. Trevor Ariza in this game. I don't mind Trevor Ariza, especially for 5,700, but I like Ingram for $500 more. I like Ingram more than Ariza.
Okay, fair enough. Cash, what about you, man? What do you like a small forward?
I will have a LeBron and Harden team, maybe a few with different combinations around them. It's gonna be it's like last game versus Big D. It's gonna be whose anatomy is the biggest. If LeBron is gonna go off, Harden is gonna go off. They're just gonna whip it out each play. Mine is bigger. Oh, yours is bigger? Nah, bruh. Mine is bigger. And it's just gonna go back and forth. And by the end of the game, one of their anatomies is gonna be touching the floor because they're gonna go ham. If that's what happens, like I expect that to happen, I fully expect that to happen. And the best part about it is they won't be guarding each other. Harden will be taking his rest on defense every time down the court on J.R. Smith. LeBron James will be taking his rest every time down the court on Trevor Ariza. So I also love Trevor Ariza. I always attack LeBron with guys against him. He's just not going to guard him. He needs to take off because he got to show Harden his anatomy is bigger. And where is he going to do that? On the offensive end, not the defensive end. Attack LeBron. They're terrible at every position. Every position. You attack Cleveland. I love LeBron. I love Ariza. And I love Ingram. Washington is horrible versus small forward this year. Don't know why. Because I think Porter is okay. But they're horrible.
Well, you know what? That's a good
all
point.
Three of those.
You know, I think what's been happening, Cash, and you
no,
tell
hold
me.
Hold on. Let me say, I love Paulie's play the other day of Barnes. Yeah. Like I didn't play him because I think Barnes sucks. But I looked at it. I was like, damn, I want to play Barnes. But I hate him. I think he sucks. But I loved when I seen Paulie I seen him in Paulie's lineup and dude went off.
Yeah. No, he did. He definitely. The only point that I wanted to make about Porter is because I'm with you, man. Last year, you didn't really like playing guys against Washington, the small forward. Porter was locking people down. I think Porter's been playing more of the 4 because Markieff is out, though. So I think that's what we've been seeing a lot of Oubre playing the 3.
Oubre.
And he's getting destroyed by people.
But it's still, when it's a good 3, like they will put Porter on him and put Oubre on the 4. But
right, like against LeBron, sure. They're going to try to put Porter on LeBron, definitely. But even LeBron, he's been playing a lot of 4 too because Tristan Thompson's not playing. So it kind of makes sense. Like if you think about it, that makes and now that Markieff is like, what's his name? Is it Markieff? Yeah, Markieff.
Yeah.
Now that he's back, it's going to be interesting to see if they improve once he gets his full minutes. To see if they go back to improving against the wings again. I think they will. And so people are going to continuously attack them, not realizing that the only reason they're not doing well is because Porter's actually playing more of the 4. So that's what's mentioning. Who else do you like, Cash?
But it's a fast-paced game, and I like Ingram's. Yeah. Sure. Who else do I like? You said cheaper.
No, just small forwards in general. Those are the other guys. Stop at about the what was it? 5'5" we said, TC.
Yeah, that's what I stopped at.
Okay.
It's all the LeBron, all the Ariza, and I like Ingram too.
Okay, I like it. TC, now take us to Value Town. Oh, looks like TC.
Green at 3,600. If I'm.
You got to start over. You froze up right before you spoke.
Oh, okay.
Let me say, Covington has been balling.
Yes.
But I can't pay it. Like I would rather go down to Ariza.
No, I got you. He has been balling. He definitely has.
At value, I like Jeff Green at 3,600. He sucked last game, and people just go into the game logs, look at last game. Didn't have that great of a game, but he's been getting around 22, 25 minutes. Most games at 3,600, you're only going to need the upper teens to hit 5. And, if you get the low 20s, you're talking about 6 and 7X. So I like him there at 3,600. CJ Miles at bare min, he's always going to be an option for me. I've said this time after time. He's not a guy to rely on, not a guy because he's more than capable of putting an 8 up for his score. But he's one of those guys, if he catches fire like he did against the Bulls, or even if he doesn't catch fire, if he shoots well, he can pay off that $3,000 price tag on just threes alone. So I don't hate him there at bare min either. There's a few guys I'm thinking about, but I'll let Cash go, and because I'm interested if he mentioned somebody.
Who was that last guy, min price you said?
CJ Miles.
Oh. How many minutes did he play last game? I could look at it because
wasn't it like 16?
He played 18.
18
against the Bulls. 18.
Kind of upset me because I had Powell, so I was hoping that CJ Miles was going to be bad again and not play many minutes. But yeah, he played 18. He was all right. But yeah, I like PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker's going to have to play minutes. They're going to have to try to keep LeBron in check. And there's nobody better on Houston to do that than big, physical, strong. Don't care about like. I love PJ Tucker. I love him. But yeah, he should play a lot. So I would take him over Jeff Green, I think, just because Jeff Green has been playing well, but he's another guy like Ross. It just scares me. Like, what did Ross do today? I didn't even check.
I think he had a decent game.
But I mean, he's been playing well in that second unit. Like him and Dwayne Wade have been playing pretty damn well on the second unit. But I don't know. It's cheap enough to do it, especially if you're going to game stack it up. I think I like PJ Tucker a little more. I just know that he's going to have to be out there to try to guard LeBron. And then anything else down here, I would take a big hard no on, except like he said, CJ Miles.
Yeah.
I could go to some CJ Miles at mid price because he can always get hot. I mean, he's a shooter.
Right.
And there's good old Luol Deng again. Retire, please.
Good old Luol Deng.
I don't want to see your face.
Good old Luol Deng. Yes, I like that.
That was the whole reason when I said that I wanted Cash to go before I said his name, because if he didn't mention him, I was going to bring him up just to see the reaction.
Yeah, just to see the look of distress.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the first game of the year? I was like,
oh my
there's
God.
no way he's going to play.
Yeah. And he played like.
And then he started. He freaking started. And he hasn't played since, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
He hasn't played 1 minute since. And this asshole coach started him the first game. Yeah. Are you kidding me, Luke Walton? God,
are you kidding? He played
You are the worst coach in the NBA.
He wouldn't even play Randall today. Randall was like the only guy that was like crushing Boston, and like he wouldn't put him in.
He is the worst coach in the NBA. And then it's Jason Kidd, and then it's Jeff Hornacek. 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
all terrible.
I'd have to agree with that cast. That's the reverse All-Star team right there.
Do you remember the first game when CK was like, "Hey, I think I'm going to play Luol Deng. What do you guys think?" And you were like, "Don't do it, man. He's not even going to get on the court." And then like a minute after lock. Yeah.
Oh, we have good times here at the Nation. The Wise Take Nation is all about the fun. TC, take us to power forwards, bro. Stop at about 5-5 again. We'll stop there.
The dude hasn't played a minute since.
All right. Power forwards. Obviously, it's another AD versus Boogie Night. Are you going to play the two, or are you going to pick one or the other? Both of them pretty much the same price as they have been the last two times. So it comes down to, like I said, either play one or the other or stack them both if you're cash. That's fine. Ben Simmons, I love playing Ben Simmons, but not for $9,900. I love him. I know he's hit over 50 fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games. But I will have lineups with him, I promise you. But at 9.9, I'm just not going to do it. But at least not a whole lot. I do like Melo at 6,800. He's a guy that even within this offense, he's still been taking his shots. I think at 6,800, that's just too cheap for me to pass up. He's not going to be a lock button, but he will be in a decent amount of lineups for me. And Kuzma, I'm interested in him, but I wish he was under 6K. He's definitely showed the upside that he can get you to 6X for that price, but I just don't know how confident I feel at 6,300. This is a game to where I think he could exceed at, depending on who's guarding him. But at 6,300, he interests me, but I don't necessarily love it. I'm guessing it's you, Cash.
Yeah, I keep doing that the whole mute thing. Cash, take us to power forwards up to 5-5.
Wasn't Ben Simmons 9-2 last game?
Yeah, he was 9-2.
So he went up 700. And the beat is back, so.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like, would I rather play him or would I rather find the $2,000 and play AD.
What about 9K on DraftKings? Does that change anything? Like, would you be okay playing him there?
I mean, I might prefer him over there because the triple double upside.
Right.
Yep.
Against Sacramento, yeah, without question.
Yeah, but Sacramento will try to slow it down.
Yeah, they'll try.
Big old man Zebo, just go to work in the post.
Zebo.
Play Zebo. I'm telling you, every day play this guy. He's gonna get you. He's gonna most likely get you value. And last time he went off, 32 at 4.7. But yeah, I love AD always. And if I play him, I want to play both. But then if I play both, that means I got to come back with something. And I would probably pick Lowry, maybe a little Powell, maybe a little CJ, get some cheap action going on. But love Melo. Like he said, he's taking the shots. And this is revenge. Melo played a good portion of his career out there in Denver.
Yeah, since you brought it up, Cash, I'll go ahead and say he's actually only played. He's played Denver a bunch of times since leaving Denver, but he's only played in Denver twice, believe it or not. And in 2016, it was both in 2016, it looks like. He scored 29 points in one game, 30 points in the other. There's only really one game against Denver. He scored 21, he scored 1, and scored 9. Everything else is 25 or higher. So, yeah, I think with the shot volume he's taking now, I'm with you, Cash. I think that he's going to want to drop. So, they might let him take this one,
Yeah, I love revenge spots, especially when it doesn't end well. But Porter, I want to play Porter in this game, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Man, it's so many people I want to pay up for. That's it. I mean, that's all the top options. I'm going down further and further. Go ahead, CK.
Gotcha. TC, taking us to value town power forwards, brother.
Yeah, Randall at 4,500 comes all down to minutes. I think he played like 18 minutes, or maybe he got a little over 20. I don't remember for sure, but I think it was 8. Yeah, he still went for like 22 points, 14 boards or something like that, and like 6 assists or 5 assists. Like the dude, if he ever can get up to like 26 minutes a game or even crack that starting lineup, like at 4,500, he's a guy that could pay that off in 18 minutes, in 15 minutes. So I'm definitely going to have a lot of Randall in my lineup. Saric at 4,100, I don't really like. Embiid's back. Cash, go ahead and hit him up.
Value town.
And I don't even want to talk right now because it's just everything that I want to say out of my mouth, I'm not allowed to say on this show. But Luke Walton is, oh my God, just how can he say last year that he thinks Julius Randle can be Draymond Green in this league? And this year he goes from saying that to not even playing this dude. This dude is the best player on this team by a lot.
Did you hear what he said today about him?
What?
Yeah. They asked him specifically about Randall's feelings about being on the bench, and he said that he knows that he's very angry that he's not in the starting lineup, but Luke Walton thinks that he'll get used to this role because this is where we like him at the most, or this is where we need him at. But anyways, he pretty much said that that it doesn't matter that he's mad at it. He thinks he'll get used to it. For lack of a long story short.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Luke Walton must like to lose. I mean, Luke Walton is trying to lose. I don't know what else to say, but dude is the best player on that team, and it's by a lot in my opinion. Like, it's not close. So whatever. I mean, he's just a guy that you're just gonna have to get lucky. Like if he's gonna get 18 minutes, he could do what he did today. But I mean, oh my God, it's mind-boggling. Like, just die, just go away, leave, get out of here. You're terrible, the worst. I like Zach Randolph. At least I know what I'm gonna get. At least I know I'm gonna get about 25 to 30 minutes, maybe. Usually probably around 27. But he can go to work in the post. Oh, man, slow motion. He can go to work. And it's Sarek, too. Definitely go to work on Sarek. Ryan Anderson. I don't like it. I don't like Ryan Anderson. But he's very cheap, though. So, maybe. Have we heard anything about Markieff Morris minutes?
No, I haven't.
I haven't heard anything about it, no.
Played 27 last game.
I mean, that's,
what is
you know,
it? What is it? I mean, look.
That's pretty good. 4-4, 27 minutes at 4-4. He didn't perform well. He was at 14.75 DraftKings points. He didn't do much, but he played 27 minutes.
Maybe he gets to 30.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's possible. I mean, what's his price on over there?
It's 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's 4-4 on DraftKings, man. He's definitely somebody you got to consider. Even what was his name? His brother in Boston today, right? We didn't know how many minutes he was going to play, but his price was just
What did he do today?
He started off well. He started off well. I ended
because
up
I was complete fade on him too, but I thought he was a good play, but it was ownership. I just complete faded. What was he?
So cheap. Let's see. He started off doing pretty well. He had 18 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound.
So he got 25, 27, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I guess at his price he was okay.
Sarek is an easy fade. He's gonna go from a lock button to fade. Don't play Sarek. Embiid is back. Just don't do it. I mean, you're gonna have to get lucky, and that ownership is gonna be there. All these studs on this slate.
Whoa.
What happened?
Froze up a little bit there. Cash just froze up on us a little bit there.
He's like Mad Dog in there right now on the screen.
He does have the look on right now. He definitely does. With that said, we'll go ahead and see if he comes back. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and move it over to centers here, since we are towards the okay, it's like he dropped off, so he'll probably come back on. You want to go ahead and start us off with centers?
Yeah. Obviously, Boogie mentioned that kind of with AD. It's one of those spots. Their prices are about the same. I think it was actually reversed last time with Boogie 11.9 and AD 11.7. But it's going to be one of those nights again where you have to choose which one you're going to play. If not, play them both. There is merit to fading both of them, but I don't think that's a great strategy. I don't really see them having too much of an issue. It's just which one that you're going to choose. Embiid, I've loved Embiid all year. But the beginning of the year when the minutes were kind of odd, I wasn't that high on him. Now, if he's going to get the minutes, I love him, but that price tag is steep to pay. You're kind of banking on a 50 spot from him here. I like the spot for him, but I just don't know if I'm going to pay that and bank on 50. Love is a complete fade in my book, 7,300. He went for 60 last game. He's going to be insanely owned. If he goes off for another 60 spot, then I'm fine with that. I'll take the loss, no problem. I'm all right. And I'll just even go to value. Gortat at 5,500 put up a horrible game last time for him. But at 5,500, the guy in most nights, like I say, most of the time, he's going to get you 28 to 32 points. That's where I set him at every time he's on the slate. And at 5,500, you need 28 points to hit 5x. He is more than capable of getting into the low to mid 30s to hit you 6, possibly 7x. I don't see much more upside than 7. But he's more than capable of doing that. So I once again, I love Gortat at 5.5. I've said until he gets to 6,000 or above, which he was for a little while, he was at 5.9 and 6K. I'm going to play him when he's under 6K. That's a lot of people don't like him, but with that bad game, I'm definitely going there with lower ownership.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a phenomenal spot for Gortat. This is definitely the a smash spot, that's a little bit of a difference. He was in a good matchup in the last situation as well, but I mean, it's the Lakers, right? Baines put up 34 DraftKings points today, I think. Cash is back. Cash. Was there before we kick it to you for centers? Were there any other value power forwards? Because you were right when you were talking about them, you kind of cut out on us there.
Hear what I said about Sark?
Yeah. We heard this. We heard the stay away from Sarge because Embiid is back. Yes.
Okay, and wanted to do.
Speak a little louder for us.
If you want to do something, play Grant over Sark. Like, don't play Sark because Embiid is back. But yeah, there's nothing else down there.
Okay. Well, TC went over some of the centers. Obviously, I think that the last player he'd mentioned was Gortat, and now we were just talking about how he didn't do well last time in a decent spot, but it is the Lakers. It's the Lakers. So, Cash, what are your thoughts on center overall? The value anybody? We're just going to cover all the centers here.
I mean, I loved Gortat last game. I was very high on him. The steamer right on me. And I don't know because I don't know how many minutes Brook is going to play. He didn't play much tonight. I thought it was a great spot for Brook tonight. Like, I thought he could have dominated any matchup that Boston had. He could have dominated Baines from the three-point line. He could have dominated the little mosquitoes down in the post that they wanted to put on him. But he only played 17 minutes. So is old genius Mr. Einstein going to play him 17 minutes again? Or is he going to bring him back up to 30 when they were playing well? Or I don't know. Who knows? He's an idiot. So if Brook Lopez plays a lot of minutes, I don't like Gortat. If he plays 17 minutes, I like Gortat. But I don't think I'll be going there. I'm not going to Jokic. I'm not going to Jokic with Adams' defense and coming off that game. You liked him, TC?
No, I didn't mention Jokic.
Yeah, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Just not worth it. Kevin Love did very well for me the other day, so I won't be going back. In my game stack, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have Kevin Love because I just don't trust him. I think he's gonna go out and get 25 because that's what he does. Clint Capella, I do like. Give me Clint Capella over him all day. I'll take him all day over Love.
You know, I gotta say real quick, considering the passionate debate that went on at the beginning of the show, you guys actually seem to agree a lot on this slate, particularly more than you probably ever have. Because, I know you didn't even hear the centers, but even the fade. It's one of the first things TC said is, "I'm fading Love." That was one of the first things that he said. So it's funny because normally you guys are pretty different takes on both sides to begin with, but it seems like on this show a lot of the same like you guys are seeing something similarly on first look.
Yeah, man, I just won't play him because he made me money last game, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's gonna go do it again because he's not.
All the chasers are gonna go back.
He's just not gonna do it. Just look at his games. I mean, he's just a ghost. He disappears. I don't like to play guys like that. I like Clint Capella because I think he could do work. I'll take Clint Capella in my savings and way lower ownership, and Clint Capella could go out and give me the same game Love just did. But I do like Steven Adams over Gortat. I don't like Gortat tomorrow. I'm scared. I just don't know what Luke Walton's going to do. It's scary. I don't know.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
I mean, it's a good matchup for him, but not if Brook Lopez is on the court for a long time. Like, Gortat doesn't want to go out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
And what the hell? Like, how many minutes did he play? 24. So that was crazy. I just expected him to smash.
Yeah.
I expected 15 rebounds.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was a spot where we would have thought against Dallas. I mean, they've been terrible against big men.
This freaking Toronto coach never plays Valanciunas enough minutes. I mean, is he gonna give him enough minutes tomorrow, in y'all's opinion, because of the Twin Towers, or not? I just hate Valanciunas. I love him, but I hate him because the coach.
Yeah, I'm the same. I love him as a player, and I love him under 5K. and I think he should get the minutes. But like I've thought, like I've been wrong before. Like I'm going to bank that he does, but I wouldn't feel confident at all in that.
I'm worried about foul trouble. I'm worried that even if they try to give him the run, I don't think he's athletic enough on a defensive end to keep up with a Boogie or an AD. Like offensively, I love Valanciunas, but defensively is not the best. And now he's going to be matched up with, regardless, AD or Boogie. Obviously, he's probably going to be Boogie, but like he's not. I don't think he's athletic enough to like. If he tries to stop him, he's gonna foul him. The only way for a guy like him to stop Boogie is to foul him. And he was 4-9 the other day, got 34.5 DraftKings points against Chicago. Robin Lopez, like the opposite of Boogie. I'm not saying that Lopez can't get the job done at times, but like he's not Boogie. He's not athletic. He's not like Boogie is like a point guard and just a huge giant man's body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that would be my only debate. Like Cash, kind of like what you were saying, how like because he went off and people feel like they missed it and he's still cheap. I do feel like people are going to try to go back to that well. Thinking, no, they're going to be wrong. Like, there's two ways to approach this because they're going to need him. Their game plan is going to be to play him. I think they're going to want to play him because he is, offensively the best option against Boogie and AD also. I just don't know if defensively I could see him getting in a little bit of trouble trying to stop those guys. That's the only thing that could concern me on a guy like Valanciunas. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I mean, yeah. Any center concerns me with foul trouble against Boogie.
Right.
I don't even care who it is. It could be the best defensive center in the league, and I'm still scared of that foul trouble. But yeah, so I don't know. They're gonna have to play. They're not gonna be able to go small. Like it's impossible against New Orleans. So I mean, if he's not on the court, it's gonna have to be Nog, or it's gonna have to be Portal or somebody. So. I don't know. Maybe you could punt with those guys and hope Valanciunas gets in foul trouble.
Yeah, or just play Valanciunas. True, because they're gonna need their bigs on the court in this situation. Like Ibaka will play a lot of 4, but they're gonna need a big man at the 5. Like there's two of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. And AD should eat Ibaka, and Boogie will eat anybody you put in front of him.
Yeah, I agree.
But did you talk about Embiid?
Yeah.
Did you like him?
I like him, but not for the price. I don't like 9.6 for him, but I like him.
I don't like 9.6 because of that minutes, but I do think he could go out and put up 60 here if he gets 30 minutes.
Right. And he's coming back from just rest.
It's
scary. It's not an injury, so we don't know.
Yeah, but what's up with this physical therapy and not practicing with the team crap?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's just now joining the team tonight or tomorrow morning.
And now Holmes is back too.
Yeah, was Holmes? I wanted to ask y'all, was Holmes popular though? I mean, I know he was popular, but how popular was he? Was he a lot popular?
I didn't have any of them. I didn't look.
I didn't have it. He only played 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be popular.
I think he kind of was. A lot of value guys, like a lot of places were talking about him, about how cheap he was, and I didn't like him at all. Gobert, like. I don't know. But anyway, who else you like there? And then we'll wrap this up.
Nothing,
man. I like it. I'm going to ask you guys a question, and we are going to do the contest.
Hold on. Koufos. Do you think Koufos is going to have to play because Embiid is out there? I mean, Willie Cauley-Stein just has no chance.
No.
Like, right? Like, no, but Koufos is, I don't know. Maybe he does. He's gotten 20 a few times, but I don't know. I mean, I expect... If they want to play Willie Cauley-Stein, I mean, Embiid is just ballistic.
He probably will. Embiid will probably eat. He'll probably eat. It's just like it's just so expensive. But he's gonna eat tomorrow. I think that's in question. All right, just gonna wrap it up. So we are gonna do another contest for those of you that are listening. It seems to be pretty popular. You're gonna leave your comments in the comment section on the YouTube page. And before we do the contest, I'm gonna ask your guys' opinion. So I want to know, I personally think that LeBron and Harden, that game, these two guys are going to be pretty popular. It's on TNT. It's an 8 o'clock start. So I think a lot of people, they're going to get home from work. They're going to want to watch this game, stack these guys up. Harden and LeBron both put up ridiculous scores recently. Now they're playing each other. So I want to ask you guys what you think the combined fantasy points, FanDuel points, we'll do FanDuel points, the combined FanDuel points, James Harden and LeBron will get combined? That's the question that I'm going to put out there for the contest. Winner gets a free week. It's going to be a free week. This is a small contest, but you'll get a free week, free 7 days to come and check out and hang out with us on the paywall. You know, we'll make it 2 weeks. How about that? 2 weeks. We'll give you 2 weeks. So that's the question. TC, you first.
I'm going to go 110 combined.
110. So, like, if you were going to split that in half, basically like a 50 burger each, well, 60 for one, 50 for the other, 55 each, something like that?
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Cash, what about you?
132.
132. Okay. Man, I think TC said a pretty close line there. Yeah. 132. Wow.
It's don't forget, it's gonna be who's got the biggest anatomy.
It is.
Which one of them's going for 70 then?
Neither. They're
both of them around 65.
Both gonna get 65ish.
Yeah, in the 60s. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna say I guess I'm probably gonna go somewhere between you guys. I'll say about 120 or so. I'll say about.
What did I say? I said 132.
Yeah, you said 132.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
You know what? No. I'll go with 100. I'll go with 100 because, to be honest, like my initial thought was to kind of avoid that game because I think it's going to be super popular. That could change tomorrow when we dig in. But so you know what? I'll go with 100. That's what I'll go with. I'll go with about 50 each.
How do we break a tie? If two people guess like on the nuts, I doubt that happens. But if we do, do we have a tiebreaker, or would we just award both?
If we all right for a tiebreaker, just in case everybody, you have to also pick the player you think is going to outscore the other one. So you have to say okay, this is my guess. Plus, I think LeBron's going to outscore Harden. This is my guess. Plus, you think Harden's going to outscore LeBron. Get one guess. Don't be slick. I went 120 back, man. I just don't see a world where both of those guys don't hit. If they both hit 50, that's 100 right there. Yeah, that contest is too good for me, even, man. I'll go back to 120. I'll also say 120. I think that's safer to me. And then, so that's our own little thing. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. As always, please click that thumbs up, that like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Definitely, we're growing at a fast rate. We want to keep it going. If you're listening on Podbean, give us some follows. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. It definitely helps us out. We appreciate it. Definitely go over there, iTunes. Even if you don't listen to us on iTunes, go to the podcast iTunes sections, find us, and give us some 5-star reviews. It helps us out. Also, don't forget, you sign up for wisesec.com via All Sports monthly plan. You get the first 7 days free to try us out. If you're not happy within 7 days, which I don't see how that would be possible, you can simply cancel within that 7-day range and you will never be charged. But come check us out, man. It's worth it. You get your boy Cash, you get his GPP articles, you get TC's Cash Game articles, you get the Wise streams Monday through Friday. We bring the fire. We got the DFS. We got the model, the NBA model. We got Eric working on that. We got the Paulie's cheat sheets on games with 5, 6 more. We got a lot of stuff for every kind of DFS player. And we've had some people winning, man. The other day we had somebody turn 4 into 15 from our Wise stream. We had somebody recently listen to the podcast and ended up taking first in the GPP. They tied a bunch, or they only won 400, but still, man, they turned $3 into 400, and it was it's good. We like those stories, so keep sending them our way. Anyways, for TC, for Cash, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.